Hello friends, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing a winter to spring capsule wardrobe that I created with pieces from my own closet. So as someone who's a maximalist, why would I want to talk about creating a capsule wardrobe? Having a capsule wardrobe can make it easier to decide because we have fewer pieces, therefore we're making fewer decisions. We can shop our closet and we don't necessarily have to go out and feel like we need to buy something just for the weather on one particular day. I want to start off by saying that this video was inspired by Miss Louie. I've been following her for years on Instagram. If you don't know who she is, you definitely want to check out her videos. She does great work, not only around capsule wardrobes, but packing. Also, she does a really good breakdown of the sales, like the Nordstrom semi-annual sales. She's been at it for a long time. She knows what she's doing. I will link her down in the description so you can check her out if you're already not familiar. But she did a recent video on a capsule wardrobe and also packing it into a single carry-on. And I thought this would be a good opportunity for me to try this out for myself and then share what I found with all of you. So that's what I'm going to do. So the pieces in my capsule wardrobe are the 4 tops, 2 pants, a dress, a coat, and then 2 pairs of shoes. One of the goals of having a capsule wardrobe is that you can make multiple looks out of a limited number of pieces. So out of these actual 8 clothing pieces, you can make over 35 outfits. I'm not going to go through all of the options. What I am going to do is talk about the method for putting pieces together, and then I will highlight about 5 or 6 outfits from what I put together and share those with you. I'm hoping that by showing you the method that you will be able to take that and really run with it and recreate this for yourself. And there was something else I was going to say. Oh, I know what I wanted to say. I'm sure you've seen other videos about capsule collections, and more times than not, they're going to say to stick with neutrals. And that does make sense because when you have neutrals, they are much easier to pair together. And if you look here, you'll see that most of the pieces here are neutrals. I do like color and I do like print, so I was able to incorporate some of that into this capsule wardrobe. And if you love to wear color all the time, your capsule wardrobe can look quite different from this. It doesn't have to be neutrals. That's just typically easier for people that are just trying this. But if you have a closet full of colors, you just want to make sure that all the pieces can go seamlessly together, because that's how you'll be able to maximize the number of looks. So let's get started with the pieces. All right. First up is this. Let me back up some. First up is this trench coat. This I picked up from a closet sale from one of my friends on Instagram. It is a faux leather trench. It's actually really heavy, and I really like the details of this trench. I also like the color, which is good for spring, and it is a neutral, so it will go with all of the other pieces. But again, this is a good mid-season piece. If it's colder outside, you can combat that by layering more pieces. And then if it's a little bit warmer outside, you could just do maybe a couple pieces under the coat, which we'll get into in a little bit. But this is the coat, which would go with all of the outfit combinations that are going to come out of this capsule. Next is this dress. It's actually a jumper dress, and this I've had for many, many years, and it is also faux leather. I could have picked a black dress, but I wanted to be able to show the additional ways that you can layer pieces by using a jumper dress, because I thought that just gave it more versatility. And you can see this is actually in a green, so this is a neutral, but it's still another color. So that's this piece. From the pants, I do have 1 pair of denim. This could have easily been a trouser. So if you prefer trousers, which I typically do, but I just decided to go with jeans because I thought the looks would be a little more casual and a little bit more distinctive from the trousers that I'll show you in just a second. But these are dark denim. They have a cuff here. I didn't get any with any, embellishments or distressing or anything like that. I really wanted to just go with more of a clean pair of jeans, and that is what I have here. Next, I have these khaki colored pants, cargo pants. You can see that they do have the additional pocket detail. I picked these up from one of the Amazon The Drops with Karen Britchick some years ago, and I like a wide leg pant. I also like a cargo pant, and again, this is a neutral, so it's going to work. I chose this piece because I thought it was a good combination of a blazer and a sweater. It's actually a knit piece that is shaped like a blazer, but it has the stretch of a sweater. So you could wear this as a little bit more dressy or structured than another sweater, but you could definitely do a cardigan instead of this. But I wanted to kind of maximize my options in terms of styling, and so I decided to go with this piece. This I got recently, actually for Christmas, from Chico's. Then I have a turtleneck sweater. When I was first doing this, I pulled, of course, the black turtleneck because that is my go-to. But then I thought about it and I decided to do a red instead. I think it's going to go with all the pieces here, and it keeps it from being just a completely neutral palette. And I love the way that red goes with animal print. So I actually got this sweater from Lord & Taylor. So if you're familiar, you know how long ago that was, but I love these. Context is the brand, but I do love a good turtleneck, and this can definitely carry us into the springtime. Then I have this ribbed sweater I actually picked up from JCPenney. It is from the Liz Claiborne collection, and this is a medium weight. It's not really heavy, and it is easy to layer. Then I pulled a long sleeve t-shirt. Typically, I wear a t-shirt as a layering piece, but again, this is something that when we get closer to spring, you can wear on its own. For the shoes, I have these leopard print booties, which I know you've seen before because they are one of my go-tos. They're also a way to add some print into looks that have a lot of solid colors. They have a lower heel, which is perfect for walking around, but giving me a little bit of elevation, especially with longer pants like these are. So I picked these. I picked these slingbacks, which I've had since last year. They are actually from Naturalizer, so they are very comfortable and they will go with a lot of different pieces. But certainly if you have sneakers, if you have loafers, those could work just as well. Whatever shoes, again, that you can get the most wear out of and that will work with a lot of pieces in your capsule wardrobe, those are the ones that you want to choose. And then I do have two accessories that are not included in this count. I have one belt. A leopard print. Because why? I treat it like a neutral and it will go with all of these looks. And I like this belt. I actually got this from TJ Maxx, and I like this belt because it actually has the pony hair texture. I actually had one, which I still have, and I wore it so much that I actually wore off the pony hair. So I had to get a replacement. Then for the bag, I chose this big tote. I could have gone with a smaller bag, but in reality, this is the size bag that I'm going to carry just to put all the things that I need. A smaller bag is fine if you're going to someplace where you don't need a lot of stuff, but day to day, this is a bag that I would choose, something this size. Otherwise, I'm going to have a smaller bag and carry a second bag. This tote I picked up from a closet sale from, her name's Jen. I will link her here as well. She's big on thrifting and upcycling, but I picked this up from her closet sale. So next, I want to talk about the method for maximizing these pieces into the greatest number of looks. It's really a matter of mixing and matching. It's not as complicated as you might think. So I'm going to show you, for example. So you'll match the t-shirt with the jeans. You'll match the t-shirt with the khaki pants. You'll match the t-shirt with the dress. So that's already 3 outfits. And you're going to do that with each one of the tops. The sweater, the turtleneck, and the blazer you could actually treat as a top. So you could wear just the blazer, maybe with a tank or something underneath it, but you could consider all 3 of these tops. And then you're going to pair them with each of the bottoms, right? You're going to pair them with the pants, and you can pair them with the dress as well. And that's how you're going to multiply the looks that you have. And then, of course, you can throw the coat on top of all of these. So after you have paired each individual top with each individual bottom or the dress, then the next step is to layer the pieces. So I'll take these 2 pieces here. I layer the turtleneck under the sweater, and then I pair it with the pants and the dress. So that's 3 more looks. Then I will take the turtleneck and pair it with the blazer. Pair it up with the pants again. Hold on, let me do this the right way. So now I've layered the turtleneck under the blazer, and I'm going to add the khaki pants as a look. And I'm going to wear the jeans as a look. And you would do that with each top. And then also the turtleneck underneath the sweater, and then with the blazer on top. Again, depending on how cold it is. So for a colder day, I would do the turtleneck, the sweater, and the blazer. When it comes to the dress, you can layer the tops underneath, of course not the blazer, but you can bring the blazer back in. Hang on. And now you have another outfit. Whoops. And now you have yet another look. So that's really the key. Pairing the pieces together, the tops and the bottoms, and then layering the pieces to really maximize all the different looks. All right, so what I'm going to do is I have my laptop here, and I'm going to talk through some of the looks, and I will share them on the screen. So I want to start with the red turtleneck. I have it with the dark denim, the leopard print booties, and also the leopard print belt. That in and of itself is a complete look. If it is a little bit chillier, you could wear it with the coat, or if it's a little bit warmer, you could then wear it with the blazer. So you can see it's really just the top, the pants, and then adding an outerwear piece depending on the temperature. I've got the bag, of course, that you're going to see in every look, but you can see that the turtleneck in and of itself is a strong enough piece to carry off an entire look on its own. So here I'm showing the turtleneck and the black sweater layered together with the khaki pants. That in and of itself is a look. You could throw the coat on over it or add the blazer depending on the temperature, and also you could do the blazer and the coat. And these are thinner layers, which means it's not as bulky and you won't be feeling hopefully stiff and uncomfortable. With the khaki pants, I did decide to go with the slingbacks just to switch things up, but you could wear all of the looks with either pair of the shoes. The t-shirt, the turtleneck, or the black sweater could all be worn individually underneath the dress. What you see here is the red turtleneck underneath. I do have on some plaid tights with the jumper, And then I added the black sling bags because I thought they would look better than the booty since this is a dress. I did add the belt to the dress. You can also, of course, wear it with the pants, but I did add it to the dress just to break it up. And also a styling tip, you can create a waist by adjusting the belt to where you want it to be on you to make yourself look a little bit more in proportion if that's what you choose to do. Okay. So you can see that I have the turtleneck underneath, then I have added the cheetah blazer on top. And of course, if you need to, you can always add the coat as an additional layer. With the dress, another thing that I did when I added the black sweater, I decided to put the sweater on top of the jumper and at the belt. So now the dress actually looks like a skirt. And that's another way, again, you are adding options to your look. I really like this one, making it look like a skirt. And again, each piece is lightweight, so it's not overly bulky. And then if you need to, or you want to, add the blazer on top, add the coat on top. But again, you've got some additional options just by the way that you've layered the pieces. And I did want to share some looks with the white t-shirt. Me, typically, I'm not going to wear this t-shirt on its own. It was a little bit too thin, but I think it's great for layering. But there are some other options out there. I know Uniqlo has really nice weight t-shirts. So I would definitely consider wearing the t-shirt more so on its own if I had a heavier weight t-shirt. So those are some of the looks. Like I said, you can technically get over 30, maybe 35. Maybe even more if you count the shoes as a different outfit. But I did just want to show you some of the looks that came out of it. The goal is to really just play with pieces and again, just mix and match them and see how many combinations you can come up with that you like. What else do I want to say about that? I think that's it. I didn't go over a look of the day because this is just a top that I've had for a while. It's like a sweatshirt. I got it from Walmart and then I just have on jeans. That's it. Because I really wanted to focus on all the pieces in today's video and all of those looks. So I hope that helped. I like going through this process actually because you can really see what it is you have and how you can really maximize it. But I will say the key things are a palette that is cohesive, layering, and of course accessories. I didn't accessorize these looks because I was focused on the pieces and the combinations, but certainly make use of your accessories. That can make a huge difference, and that's where you can have a lot of fun. So that's all I have for you today. I hope that you really enjoyed it. If you did, please like, save, comment, share this video, and then also please consider subscribing to the channel so that we continue to grow here as a community. And when you subscribe, make sure you sign up for notifications so that you don't miss anything. You can also join me on my other social media platforms at The Chic City Girl. And that's it. So with that, I'm going to say thank you so much for being here. Thank you for your support, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.